Have you ever woken up in the morning and felt like the day was just something you had to get through rather than something to look forward to? Like there's a quiet heaviness in your chest that you can't quite explain. Not sadness exactly, but maybe a sense of going through the motions, doing what needs to be done, but not really feeling lit up by it anymore? If that sounds even a little familiar, you're not alone. I've been there. And let me tell you something from the heart. Joy is not just for the young. It's not something that fades with age. It just changes shape. And sometimes we need to reach out and invite it back in. Today, I want to share with you something deeply personal, something simple but powerful. A little 10-minute daily practice that truly transformed my golden years. It didn't cost a penny. It didn't require fancy equipment or big lifestyle overhauls, but it shifted my energy, my mood, and yes, even my health in ways I never imagined. And the best part? You can start doing it too, right now, no matter where you are in life. So if you've been searching for that spark again, for a daily dose of peace, energy, and maybe even a bit of that old twinkle in your eye, stay with me. We're going to walk through this together. This video isn't just a list of things to do. It's a gentle invitation back to yourself. So settle in, make yourself comfortable, and more importantly, don't just watch a piece of this video and leave, my friend. Every single habit I'm sharing today is like a stepping stone, and the real magic only happens when you stay for the whole journey. So settle in, stay with me right to the end, and let's walk this path to a stronger, longer life together. Now, before we dive into this practice, let me ask you one more thing. If you truly believe that God gives us the strength to care for the body He blessed us with, and you believe in the power of helping others, then go ahead, hit that subscribe button and give this video a big thumbs up. When you do, you're not just supporting this channel, you're spreading hope and health to countless others who might be feeling weak, lonely, or unsure where to start. Your simple click could be the reason someone else finds the strength to take control of their health today. Now, isn't that a beautiful way to make a difference? All right, let's talk about the first step of this daily practice. It starts with something so simple, but incredibly powerful: gratitude. I know you've probably heard about keeping a gratitude journal before, but this is a little different. Every morning, before I reach for my phone, before I even put on my slippers, I sit at the edge of my bed, close my eyes, and speak aloud 3 things I'm grateful for. That's it. Just 3. Some days it's as small as the warm blanket I slept under. Other days it's the sound of birds outside the window or a memory that still makes me smile. It doesn't have to be grand, but the act of saying it out loud sets the tone. It shifts the brain from worry to wonder, from what's missing to what's already here. That little moment of thankfulness gives the rest of the day something to build on. From there, I go into the second part of my practice, something I like to call intentional breathing. And no, it's not meditation or anything fancy like that. Just 3 deep, conscious breaths while I place a hand on my heart. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Slow, steady. I focus on the sound, the rhythm. Sometimes I speak to myself kindly, like I would to a dear friend. You're alive. You're here. This day is a gift. It might sound a little silly at first, especially if you've never done something like that before, but I promise there's something healing about it. It grounds you. It reminds you that you're not rushing toward the next task or the next worry. You're here, and that's more than enough. Now that we've covered how gratitude and mindful breathing can create a calm, joyful foundation for your day, let's move into the next part of this daily practice. Now that we've started the day with gratitude and those few deep, intentional breaths, let's talk about something that might surprise you. Movement. Not exercise, not workouts, not anything that needs gym shoes or sore knees. I'm talking about gentle, joyful movement. Something that tells your body, hey, we're still alive and kicking. For me, it started with just stretching my arms above my head while standing in the kitchen, waiting for the kettle to boil. I'd raise my arms, give a little stretch side to side, maybe lift one knee at a time like I was marching in place. It wasn't a routine, really, just a few motions to wake up the body. But over time, it became one of my favorite parts of the morning. 10 minutes of slow dancing to my favorite oldies in the living room. a gentle twist side to side while humming a hymn. You don't need a personal trainer. You just need to move with joy. The goal isn't to break a sweat. It's to remind yourself that you can move, that your body still works, and it deserves your love and attention. And don't worry if you can't do much. Maybe you're recovering from surgery or dealing with arthritis or old injuries. Start where you are. Even seated in a chair, you can do a gentle neck roll, stretch your arms, wiggle your toes. Every little bit matters, because when your body moves, your blood flows, your brain wakes up, and something inside you lights up again. I've seen it in friends of mine who thought their active days were behind them. Once they started adding just a few minutes of movement each day, their energy shifted, their moods lifted, and they felt proud of themselves again. Now let's talk about something just as important: connection. This one, I didn't expect to be part of a daily practice, but it's been a game changer. You see, joy doesn't just live in our own hearts. It grows when we share it. And one of the most beautiful ways to do that is through small moments of connection. For me, this means taking 2 minutes every morning to send a message. Sometimes it's a quick text to my granddaughter. Sometimes it's a voice note to a friend, or a little prayer for someone who's struggling. Just a small act to remind someone else, and myself, that we're not alone. You'd be amazed how far a kind word can go. I once messaged an old friend I hadn't spoken to in years, just said, "Hey, I thought of you this morning. Hope you're well." She replied within minutes, and we ended up chatting for an hour, laughing like teenagers again. That tiny message opened a door that had been closed for so long. So even if it's just one sentence to one person, do it. That little thread of connection might be the exact thing you or they needed that day. And you know what's beautiful? When you start your morning with gratitude, breathe life into your body with gentle movement, and reach out to someone you care about, you're not just going through the motions. You're choosing joy. You're saying, "This day matters. I matter." And that decision, repeated daily, begins to change everything. Next, we'll dive into something truly special, a practice that helps you carry that joy and energy through the rest of your day, no matter what challenges come your way. So now that your day has started with gratitude, a bit of movement, and a moment of connection, there's one more piece to this beautiful 10-minute practice that ties it all together. And that's setting a simple intention. Not a to-do list, not a bunch of goals, just one quiet sentence that gives your day direction. I started doing this after realizing how often I drift through the hours on autopilot. I'd look back and wonder, where did the day go? But when I began taking just a minute each morning to ask myself, what do I want to bring into today? Everything changed. Some days, the answer is patience. Other days, it's courage. Sometimes, it's something gentle, like joy or peace. I'll say it out loud, like a promise to myself. Today, I choose kindness. Or today, I'll look for beauty, even in small things. It sounds simple, but it sets the tone for everything that follows. It's like putting a gentle hand on the steering wheel instead of just coasting. And the amazing thing is, when you name your intention, your heart and your mind start looking for ways to honor it. If you choose to focus on kindness, you'll notice more chances to smile at a stranger or be patient with someone who's moving a little slower. If your word is gratitude, you might find beauty in the way the sunlight hits your coffee cup or in the sound of birds outside your window. And here's the best part. This 10-minute practice doesn't demand anything extra from you. It's not about doing more. It's about doing what you already do, but with just a little more heart, a little more awareness. Over time, it becomes second nature. You start the day with a full cup instead of waiting for something else to fill it for you. That's what joy really is. Not the big events or the perfect days, but the quiet moments that remind you, I'm still here. I'm still me. And this life is still worth celebrating.